This guy was going to shoot hundreds of kids. He was going to get a gun, go into his school, shoot all of his friends, everyone, and end his life. Yes, he was going to be a mass school shooter. Before I tell you what happened, let me tell you his story.
Hello, Nas Daily. My name is Aaron Stark, and I was almost a school shooter. When I was 16 years old, I planned on getting a gun and shooting either a mall or my school food court.
Some kids grow up in happy homes with hugs, kisses, and toys. But Aaron grew up in a violent home with abuse, rape, and drugs.
The very first memory I ever have in my life is of laying on my bloody mom's body, looking up at my father while he's holding a tire iron in his hand as I'm screaming at him, "You just killed my mom."
All this violence made Aaron become a sad and angry kid. He didn't have friends in school, and most kids just wanted to bully him.
I was told I was worthless by just about everybody in my life. And when you're told you're worthless enough, you will believe it. And I did.
He tried to get help from the cops and even from social services, but no one helped this kid. When he couldn't stand living anymore, he decided that he wanted to get a gun, kill everyone, and then kill himself.
It wasn't about who was innocent or who wasn't. It was about causing destruction. I wanted to make my parents deal with creating a monster. I wanted to have them deal with making me.
With a gun in his pocket and revenge on his mind, Aaron was ready for violence until he met his friend Mike.
Mike was my one true friend. Even though I lied to him and stole from him, took his belongings without asking, he didn't care. He still saw me as a good kid. He would tell me all the time, "You're a good kid in a shit world." And when he brought me in and we sat down and had a movie, it wasn't just hanging out with a friend. It was reminding me that I could even like things. That, oh wow, I can like food. I can enjoy a thing. And being shown that I could be human again. It reset the clock back on my humanity.
When Mike showed Aaron kindness and how to enjoy living, this is what made Aaron decide to put the gun down and improve his life. This was the moment that Aaron did not become a school shooter. People didn't give up on Aaron, so he did not give up on himself. Now, Aaron is living a happy life with his wife and 4 kids. And every day, he is saving countless lives.
You need to give love to the ones that you feel deserve it the least because they need it the most.
He started a Facebook group called You Are Not Alone, where people can find other people to talk about the problems in their life.
Over 30 suicides have been prevented by this Facebook group, You Are Not Alone. Over 3 school shootings have been prevented in various countries.
Aaron tells his story to anyone who will listen. He talks on TV.
Some of the kids who would have been my victims at the high school are actually now close friends of mine.
And he is a public speaker.
I even had the honor of being keynote speaker at an FBI conference. I got to speak to 190 members of the FBI and hopefully show them a way to see that person in pain as a human and not just a checklist. I hope I made an impact.
When we hear about mass shooters, we might think that they're monsters. But behind that, there is a lot of pain. What Aaron wants the world to understand is that most people are not born a shooter or a criminal. It's something that comes from years of hate, bullying, and abuse.
It all comes down to pain and feeling worthless. You feel like you're nothing, and the more you push that pain down, the more it will boil away every bit of humanity inside of you.
Even though Aaron has horrible memories from his childhood, he does not want your sympathy.
I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm not looking to sympathize or empathize with these shooters. I'm just wanting to show a light onto the path of that darkness.
Aaron's story is incredible. It blows my mind just how close he came to becoming a school shooter and how such small acts of kindness were enough to stop him from destroying hundreds of lives. I hope that we can live in a world where any kid in pain can reach for a helping hand or a hug, not a gun.
This woman robbed a bank and everyone loved her for it.
Hi, Nas Daily. I am Sally Hafiz and I robbed the bank.
Sally went into a bank and she took $14,000. You might think she sounds crazy, but trust me, when you find out why she did it, you will fall in love with her. But first, before I tell you her story, I want to tell you about the financial situation in Lebanon. Lebanon is a beautiful country in the Middle East with mountains, snow, beaches, and amazing people. But the economy is not so good. See, in Lebanon, this milk can cost 140,000 today and 160,000 tomorrow. Yeah, it has one of the highest inflation rates in the world. In America, inflation is 7%. In Lebanon, it's 120%.
Before 2 years ago, 100,000 lira, $66. But now, $1.
So the price of everything here changes every hour, just like the stock market.
Now, the customer, he come in the morning, he buy this one maybe 30,000. After 1 hour, 40,000. In the night and middle and like this, maybe 50,000. Very bad situation. That's not good.
The milk, the bread, and even the gasoline.
For me, I'm getting to my work every day by walking. I'm not using my car anymore.
Things got so bad that people were not allowed to take their own money out of the banks. Why? Well, as the economy got worse, the value of Lebanese currency dropped. The more it dropped, the more people panicked. And the more they panicked, the more they tried to take money out of their accounts. The banks got scared that there would be no money left. So they stopped letting people take money from their own accounts.
Till now, they didn't found a committee to solve this situation. The banks are saying that they will close 3 days. I am telling them that at the 4th day when they will open, they will face hundreds of depositors at the branches.
Imagine your entire life savings held hostage in your own bank. You cannot get your own money out of your own bank.
Recently, it's reached a point that we cannot take anymore. It's just become too much for any human being to take.
This is happening to millions of people in Lebanon today, including Sally. She struggled to survive in Lebanon just like everyone else. But when her sister got sick with cancer, she had an even bigger problem. Her family needed a lot of money to pay for hospital bills, and the bank would not let her take money from her own bank account.
My sister was very sick and we needed to get our money to pay for the medical bills.
Sally didn't want to just sit back and watch her sister suffer. That's why she decided to do something crazy.
I robbed a bank.
Sally took a gun, a toy gun, not a real gun, and she went into a bank and took a bank teller as hostage and took $14,000.
Not from other people's bank account, but from her own bank account. That's why this story is crazy.
سالي حافظ اللي جيت اليوم على بنك لون بنك لآخذ وديعة أختي اللي عم بتموت بالمستشفى.
This is why she had to rob her own money. And she wasn't the only one that did it. There were others in Lebanon who also robbed their own bank accounts. Sally got the money she needed to help her sister and she did not go to jail. But now, the bank won't let her back in.
I still have some money in the bank and they won't let me use it.
And the bank is very afraid of her.
Every time I will go passing to the bank and I say hi to the manager and he are afraid and hiding and I don't know what.
Let's be clear, nobody should rob banks. But even though robbing banks is hard, most people in Lebanon love Sally because she stood up for her rights. Banks should be a place to keep money safe, not to hold it hostage.
That thing she did is called illegal, but what was she supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? How are we supposed to do legal things to get our rights back if they're the ones who are doing the illegal stuff?
Sally had two choices: watch her sister suffer or do something crazy to save her life.
ما كان فيني اوقف عم بتفرج وانا ساكته وما عم بحرك اي ساكن واختي عم بتموت قدامي.
Yes, Sally robbed a bank, but This person is now a symbol of hope and bravery in front of the impossible.
This guy stole 8,000 dogs. He went into the night, broke into cages, and stole all the dogs. And the crazy thing is, people loved him for it. Who is this guy? Why is he stealing dogs? And why isn't he in jail?
Hi, my name is Yuval and this is my story.
We found Yuval in Israel, and some people call him the Pitbull guy. But why? Well, it all started when he found out that dogs were getting killed. And not just any dogs, Pitbulls. Turns out that people teach them how to fight. They put them in cages, train them to be aggressive, and then people place bets on which dog will win.
That's right. People are making dogs fight just for fun and money.
I had to go somewhere to take my dogs that was stolen, and people try to kill me because they know that I came to them.
And when they get too old to fight, they get thrown away because they are too dangerous to be on the streets. They get captured and killed. When Yuval saw all of this, he got angry. So he decided to do something about it.
I decided to steal dogs.
Yes, he became a dog robber. And this is how he did it.
First, he went out in the middle of the night and found places with abused fighting dogs.
Everything is doing like in the army. You have to do homework about what is going to be there and what kind of dogs in there and what abuse they've been, if they take just dog or people, if there is a guard with a weapon before the dogs, is there cameras. This is what they do.
Then he broke in, opened the cages, and stole the dogs.
They told me in the police there are 30 dogs. No, there was 15 dogs. You know what happened? I put dogs on the roof. We start to build on the roof cages, because if you go from there and you leave their dogs, tell them bye-bye. So you can't leave there nobody. No way. On my soul. No way.
Yes, he took them and gave them a home.
Right now I have something about 200 dogs. The most problem with them, not the fight, the kisses. נכון? כולם kisses.
He gave them food.
I give my dogs 120 kilos food every day.
And then he gave them the thing they needed the most.
Love!
What Yuval is doing isn't easy, and sometimes he risks his life for it.
It's true that sometimes I have to get to the lowest places that I can know to save these dogs. I have to talk with criminals, I have to hang up with them, I have to get to places that are very dangerous. This is my life.
And the crazy part is, he's not going to jail. Because he isn't really stealing the dogs, he's rescuing them. And sometimes the police even help him.
We get inside the place. In this place, there was 50 dogs was in fight, abuse, and the police and me work together. Because the purpose, they don't want criminal, and I don't want that criminal who handle my dogs.
Yuval has been doing this for over 25 years, and he saved over 8,000 dogs. And not just pit bulls, all kinds of dogs. See, most of them were taught to be mean fighting dogs, but none of them were born that way.
So this is Yecheskel, and one day he have an agreement with his owner, and his owner take a big knife and start to cut his leg. Yecheskel was very angry. He attacked him and he smashed all his face. When things like this happen here, the dog is being killed in a minute. Because this place, he have the opportunity to be alive because he's not the guilty one. He didn't do the bad thing. He just protect himself. And today is a wonderful dog. He's amazing.
So thanks to Yuval, they learn how to be kind. And now they have new homes with loving families.
And that's not all. He's showing us the biggest lesson of all.
Nobody, not a person, not an animal, born bad. Nobody.
Pit bulls are not born to be dangerous fighting machines, and neither are people.
Even though saving one dog won't change the world, it will change the world for that one dog.